Two enigmatic ships of the utmost renown. One epic battle of the ages. We take two titans of industry and watch them collide. Literally. To see what ship earns both an honoured possible spot in your hangar and the prestigious Golden Flight Stick Award. With each episode we put our contenders through a brutal gauntlet of trials and unearth the gritty truth where it counts. We'll answer the big, burning questions like, which ship has the finest drip? Which ship can eat the most other ships with its face? And when will Miles Eckhart finally be added to Fortnite? So strap your cheek meats into your yeet seats and remember the first rule of Flight Club. Never ask a pilot what they have in their fleet in case you trigger an unsolicited spreadsheet transfer. Let's get on with the show. This time we have the current king of PvE bounties with a side of seriously protected cargo hauling. The one and only RSI Constellation Taurus. Now, this is probably by my bias reckoning the most beloved ship in the game. It does pretty much everything you could ever want a ship to do. It can evaporate pretty much every single moving thing that crosses its polygonal face and can carry your entire life on its back whilst doing it. Not only that, but it has tank tracks for absolutely no reason. In my book, this competition is already decided just based on these epic grippers alone. But I suppose we have to go through the motions, get a couple of YouTube ads squeezed in there, you know the drill. The Taurus is facing off against the infamous, the insatiable, the asymmetrical bastard child of a heavy metal mullet, the Drake Corsair. If we're being honest, this is the perfect matchup. We all know these two are the pinnacle of PvE bounty ships, with a massive overlap into other activities around the verse. There's going to be areas where one marginally exceeds the other, but overall these two should be great competition throughout these events. Will there be no dawn for Drake? Or will the Taurus finally be thrown from its pedestal? This is Chris's castle. I mean Flight Club. It's called Flight Club. Flight Club. Like Fight Club? Anyway. Our first event of the show is Track Tussle. This is more than a race. It's a brawl to the finish line. Both participants allowed to dumbfire missiles as they go. In fact, not much is off the table really. Only the ship with the sharpest handling or thickest armour is crossing that line in one piece. Racing for us will be our two resident sadist volunteers. In the Corsair we have Alice, a 26-year-old former Hurston racing champion. To her, physics are a mere suggestion, and her favourite hobby is blacking out from high G burns. Her pet hates are patch notes and getting shot mid-emote. Surprisingly clutch under pressure, that one, Stephen. She's a nut job, Red. Yeah. In the Connie we have Bob, a walking spreadsheet with a flight stick. He's a 34-year-old ex-test pilot for Crusader Industries. He likes calculating trajectories and pointing out obscure manufacturer lore that no one asked for. He hates fingerprints on MFDs and people who say it's an alpha, unironically. He's pretty intense, isn't he?
Yeah, I've seen him collide with people mid-air and leave with more guns and thrusters than he started with, Red.
Yeah, he's a pretty scary dude. Anyway, let's kick things off for our first event of the season. On paper, there's not much difference in the mass of these two. There's only 10 meters a second difference in top speed and SCM even when boosted. There's only 1 degree per second difference between them across pitch, roll and yaw. It's looking like it's all going to come down to pilot skill. The Taurus is a good chunk longer, but the Drake is wider and taller, and God only knows what it's going to do with those wings.
I'm pretty sure it won't have to worry about those wings much longer, Red.
So, on the starting blocks and ready to go, both pilots looking steadfast and locked in. It's a lovely sunny day today here at the infamous Yedar Valley on Daymar. The track is well known for its dangerous turnpikes and its tight threaded gaps. Obviously, these ships are not designed for this sort of behaviour. Who do you think is winning, Stephen?
Well, no one, Red. It's a total suicide run.
Fascinating input as always. Looks like the race is about to start. 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. Looks like Bob is in the lead, even though his name appears to be Rockstar for some reason. Some minor oversight has occurred there, it seems. Into the first corner we go. Both ships going well wide. Oh, a little teleport move. Oh, the rockets are flying. Oh, massive hit. on Bob's rear end there. No massive damage seems to have been sustained though. Ignore that Corsair wreck on the ground, that was 100% already here. My god, this is slow. Is it really going to be this slow the entire time? It does seem to be taking a lot to get these massive ships round these rather tight corners. Oh wow! That missile flew right through the nacelles. Did you see that there? What is Bob trying to achieve here? Oh, Stephen, I think I know what's going on. Bob can't fire missiles in a straight line. He's having to dip his nose down. I'm starting to think we didn't really think this through, Stephen. Yet another massive oversight. Whoever designed this event is absolutely and utterly useless. And Alice seems to be gaining quite the lead at this point. Alice cheekily squeezing one off through the break in the track. Oh, what's happened here? Alice is spinning out of control. She must have clipped something. That's what she gets for cheating, I guess. Bob is catching up though. This is a big slow corner. Oh, Bob smashes Alice in the face and takes the lead. Absolutely dastardly manoeuvre there from Bob. Things aren't half warming up, Stephen. He actually used her ship to slow himself down. Perfectly legal, Stephen. We can't all just be sitting around waiting on Drake's ships getting their act together. Looks like Alice has went high and Bob has went a long way, trying to rain down with some seriously off-target missiles. Bob pulling off some manoeuvres, anticipating an oncoming rocket. I don't think that really served them well, to be honest. Oh, he's took a rocket to the belly there. You can't park there, Bob. Bob claiming to have some speed limiter issues. That's a real shame, Bob. Get your finger out, buddy. Alice looking behind. Oh, there he is. He's coming, he's coming. Bob's not out of the race yet. This race at Yadar Valley is almost at a conclusion. It is looking like Alice has this in the bag. Both ships are still intact. Somehow. I mean, they are just skipping entire sections at this point, but I don't think anybody really minds. This is the second last gate, only one more after this, and then it is the finish line. If Alice can just hold this together, she'll have the first event in the bag. Bob is nowhere to be seen. Oh, Alice! Alice has went far too wide. Go, 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 go. Oh, Bob coming out the line. Oh my god, Bob has absolutely... Is he dead? He's alive. Bob wins. Bob wins. Track Tussle, our very first Flight Club event. What a dramatic turnaround at the very finish line. Let's watch some of these replays. That first rocket seemed to teleport into Bob's engines there. That was absolutely crazy. And this here, as Bob starts to rotate to dodge a missile, the missile goes through both nacelles, both rear engines. An unspeakably lucky dodge there for Bob. Do you think he calculated that trajectory, Red? I wouldn't put it past him, Stephen. In this corner here, Bob just coming out of nowhere, smashing into Alice's face. Get out of my way. Pro pilot coming through. The utter disrespect. And this last turn by Alice, what an absolute shame. Corsair just had too much inertia. She couldn't get back in line. She must be gutted, Stephen. She was probably trying to black out. And then Bob comes flying in, smashes off that pillar, taking the win. Unbelievable stuff. And that concludes round 1 of Flight Club, with Bob and the Taurus taking that all-important first win. Overall, for manoeuvrability, it looks like both of these ships are very well matched. And the majority of this event came down to pretty much just pilot skill alone. I don't think Alice is going to be too happy with that result, but she will have plenty of chances ahead to avenge the Corsair. Next up we have the Drip Duel. This is where our two metal queens see who can slay the hanger the hardest. Now, obviously some ship skins aren't exactly easy to come by, so we may have to fudge some entries here and there, but both these ships have a fairly reasonable selection available, and although having the most skins definitely goes in your favour, this is more about who has the best skins. I really don't envy whoever has to judge that. That would be you, Red, and I'm sure I'll make a sound and reasoned case for why my subjective taste is better than everyone else's, Stephen. So, just
My black and gold is best then.
Black and gold is the best, Stephen. Black hides your sins and gold highlights your superiority. And you look like a sad little soggy Tuesday. So shut up. Okay, so first up on the Taurus, we've got the auspicious red paint, and wow, this is one of my favourites. Red and gold is just beautiful together. This is a straight 5 out of 5. I fly this paint a lot. In fact, I think other than maybe the Phoenix default skin, this could be my favourite skin. Definitely a 5. Great opening skin there for the Taurus. First up from Drake, we have the best in show 2953. Oh my god. This makes me weak in the knees, this one. Pearlescent purple to blue with that subtle striped pattern. This was a limited edition given to Corsair owners a few years back. One of my all-time favourites. Definitely a 5. No question. Next up we have the dark green for the RSI. I mean, I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. Very subtle and plain, which can be good, but just not very exciting. I think I'm going to give it a 2. Like, they didn't even give it a fancy name. Dark green. I like it. Yeah, I figured you would, Stephen. I figured that, dude. It's available in game for 180,000 at Cousin Crow's and Amiga Pro in New Babbage as well, which makes it not too bad really. Still a 2 though. Olive and yellow for the Corsair. Yeah, again, it's not bad, but it screams I'm a hermit hiding out on Microtech, possibly eating dogs. Gonna give it a 2. There's nothing wrong with plain skins. I prefer them a lot of the time, to be honest, but if you're never gonna fancy it over another skin, even for a change, then, you know, what's the point? The Heron Black. Now, this one's interesting. I've never actually seen this one in real life before. I've never really liked the look of it on a JPEG, but up close it's actually pretty cool. Green, orange and black is a bit questionable, but I do like how it's broken up here. Let's go with a 3. Downburst. Oh my god. Stephen, cover your eyes. You don't even deserve to look upon it, bro. Straight 5. Easy. This was Downburst skin that came with the 4.1 patch bundle. They really had me over a barrel with this one. 100% the best Corsair skin around right now, I think. And obviously, calling it black is a bit of a push. But it is just something else. The Heron Orange. Damn, that's actually really, really nice. Again, it's one I've avoided due to the JPEG, but up close, that's actually fantastic. Definitely something different, right? Something a bit more unique. They put a tinted orange windshield and white spars on there. This thing could be pretty peak, not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with a 4. Yeah, I like that. I might run that. Dying Star. Now this one I just couldn't get comfortable with for some reason. It was weird because I love the rest of the Dying Star series, but I don't know. I think the base colour is pretty drab, or maybe, just maybe, it's the Joe.
It's definitely the Joe red.
It is the Joe, isn't it? I mean, who the fuck is Joe? Whole skin ruined by some reprobate narcissist. Yeah, it's getting a 1. Well done, King Joe. That's on you, bro. Whoever you are. Heron White. Okay, this is a little bit more my speed. Big fan of the white. Phoenix defaults, top 3, maybe even number 1 favourite skin for the series. I just need to decide how I feel about all that blue back there. I feel like it detracts for some reason. Could just be because I love the plain white so much though. It is nice and I like where the colours intersect. I'm gonna go with a 3. It's okay, but I know there's a polar paint, so this one was a bit of a surprise. I think I like it more than I thought I would. It's a bit sporty, a bit racy. God damn! She is. Oof. She is one fine looking mistress. There is not much to say here. Eternity paint. Black and red is always going to turn heads in my opinion. What I will say about the Corsair skin is I always disliked the vertical band around the waist section. Doesn't seem right. Like, just put another red logo there or run it diagonally maybe, I don't know. Still a straight 5 though, easy. And it is a lot closer to black as well. I mean, we could add night vision, but instead we're just going to make everything freaking grey, including space itself. 5. Just 5. I've not seen a ship this paint doesn't work well on, to be honest. And it really kicks off on the Connie. Yeah, not much else to say, speaks for itself. This is the Invictus blue and gold. What about you, Stephen?
There hasn't been a ship so far with gold on it you haven't voted 5, by the way.
Okay, and what would you give it?
5, I guess.
You're a pleb, Stephen. Next up is the ghoulish green on the Corsair. This is, I mean, It sort of works for some reason, but it's just so strange. Like, your eyes are a bit offended at the audacity, but your brain's still going, shiny. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I don't even know why. I'm gonna give it a 4. Like that tinted windscreen as well. Always a nice touch. Polar. Now, it's not as good as a Phoenix skin, but it's as close as you're gonna get, which is pretty close, let's face it. Again, where the grey intersects is nicely placed. I want to give it a 5, but it's not perfect. And I know I'd choose Invictus or Auspicious 10 times out of 10 before it, so let's go with a 4. Last up for the Corsair is Hinterland. It just ticks all the right boxes for me. Doesn't seem much to it, muted yellow and grey black. What do you think, Stephen?
It's been my default since it came out, Red.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, screw it. Would. Let's give it a 4. I don't know what it is about it. It's like, it just suits the ship so well for some reason. Last up is Stormbringer. I like this one. I've never really used it, but that's more because we all have to draw the line somewhere, financially. That is. Aesthetically pretty pleasing though. Thinking a 3. Yeah, let's go with a 3. Nice, but wouldn't rob my granny for it. Okay, let's total all that up. What did we get, Stephen? So that's 29 for the Taurus. That's 26 for the Corsair. Oh, so basically the Corsair lost out because of the extra skins for the Taurus, which is fair enough. It will get an overall point for that. Plus there's also the resource drive skins as well, and I haven't really managed to get good eyes on those. So let's just give them all like 2 each. It doesn't matter because, you know, the Taurus is way out in front. But let's judge the best skin overall. So I've narrowed it down to 3, Downburst and Best in Show for the Corsair, and the Auspicious Red for the Connie. That is tough.
I bet you picked the one with gold.
I'll sell your bloody organs for gold. Ah, I see what you did there. Okay, screw it. Let's get rid of Auspicious Red. So we're down to the 2 Corsair skins. Yeah, black and gold. It's got to be luxury and death, dude.
Hilarious.
Now wait. At least we've proven it's not always the most expensive skin that wins, right? Cause that Best in Show costs like a whole Corsair. Let's be real here.
Stay in your lane, Red.
I'm in my lane, Stephen. This is my lane now. Nothing wrong with a bit of controversy, Stephen. So the results are: the Taurus wins by having sheer variety, and the Corsair wins for having the best skins overall. That puts the Taurus slightly ahead at the end of round 2. Whale Hammer. This one's simple really. We're firing the Idris's main gun directly at our contenders to see how much punishment they can take. Whoever survives the longest wins. Easy as that. We are simple citizens of simple pleasures, there's no denying it. What are the odds here, Stephen?
Well, the Taurus has a lot of parts back there at the tail, and so does the Corsair. So it's not exactly cut and dry. Too hard to call, Red.
Well, I'm going with the Taurus, Stephen. Those wings on the Corsair are just asking for trouble. Up first in the Taurus is Bob, and flying the Idris is Alice. I get the feeling this is going to be a very, very short event. Both ships have had their top speed capped so that the Idris can keep up with them. The ships aren't allowed to go above the canyon walls, and they aren't allowed to turn round either. They're basically strafing and dodging, trying to dodge that gigantic laser. Let's get down there and kick things off. Both ships get a rolling start. Bob and Alice look ready. 3, 2, 1. Begin. And we are off. Oh, the Connie already taking a blast to the back there. Oh, those manoeuvres aren't cutting it, Bob, I'm afraid. Bob's not calculating. Although he does look surprisingly cool under pressure there, not gonna lie. This cameraman is doing a fantastic job of staying out the way of that laser, I tell you. Wasn't that you, Red? Irrelevant, Stephen. Bob is doing his best here, but Alice has just got him pinned. We are starting to see some significant damage. Bob is just flailing around like a fish on a hook. Come on, Bob, pull something out of the bag, man. Couple more hits. Oh, the cargo bay's open. Jesus. I don't think Bob's going to be able to take much more of this. Oh, there goes 2 engines. Is he dead? Oh my god! He's still alive! What a save! Oh, he's cooked. He's got to be cooked. Yeah. Alice unleashing some of her anger from the previous rounds there. It looks like. Totally uncalled for. She did not need to kill him. I hope she knows that regen cost is coming out of her wages. But what a fantastic performance by both Bob and Alice there. Fantastic shooting by Alice. Sometimes there is just no denying the whale hammer. Okay, we're back on the starting line. Alice is driving the Corsair, Bob is now driving the Idris. 3, 2, 1, begin. Come on, cameraman, get out of the freaking way. What are you doing, man? Oh, the cameraman's fucked up. Disastrous. Oh, don't fly in there. Oh, as I said, Stephen, those wings, they've got no chance. Go, Alice. Oh, that back end of that Corsair is looking well done right now. That is a lot more punishment than I thought the Corsair could actually take, to be honest. Alice and Bob definitely trying their best here, but the cargo hatch is already open. Oh, the cameraman's getting involved. He's off on one. Alice showing the familiar signs of wobbly eye there. Common amongst all Drake pilots when trying to fly a skip with engines. Not gonna lie, this Corsair seems to be doing alright at this point. Bob is claiming severe desync issues. That sounds like a skill issue, Bob. Suck it up, man. Alice is just eating strike after strike after strike, and the Corsair just seems neither up nor down. Bob is still landing a significant amount of hits, but Alice hasn't even so much as lost a wing. We're definitely past the Taurus wreck. I think we're going to have to call it, Stephen. Corsair just seems unstoppable at this point. Yeah, okay. Corsair wins by quite a margin, and Alice just slips behind some terrain now. Yeah, Corsair wins. Alice is flapping her wings as some sort of victory emote. I think we should give the people what they want anyway. There we go. Happy days. Well, Stephen, another win in the bag for the Corsair. This is not going how I thought it would go at all. Still, I rather enjoyed that. Nothing better than a fresh dose of destruction to get your blood pumping, especially after that last paint showcase event.
More like paint drying event, Red.
So, at the end of round 3, we are neck and neck at 2 points each. There's still plenty of events ahead though. Next up is cabin combat. Now, normally this would be a tour of each ship's interior and then a race to see who could swap out their components and perform a bunch of menial tasks in the fastest time possible to get their ship up and running again. However, the stinking Connie has still not got its functional component base. We automatically deduct some points from the Taurus anyway just for that transgression, and just do the race anyway. The kicker here is that they have to do it all whilst their opposing pilot is flying their ship, so expect some mild nausea, some crazy manoeuvres, and perhaps some terminal concussion. So we're going to run this event side by side. Bob will be in his Taurus, as usual, and Alice will be in the Corsair. I don't think Bob likes this event. What was it you said, Stephen?
You might as well have handed my ship to a methed out raccoon.
Very unsportsmanlike of him, if I do say so myself.
He's got a point though.
Yeah, but I bet he'd never say that to her face. Okay, I think both pilots are ready. 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, so here's a task list. Both players start outside on the ship left. Then you have to take out the trash from the cargo bay. Eat something from the kitchen, sit on the toilet, equip some armour, equip a gun, lie in the bed, and then finally they have to access the co-pilot's chair. All while their opposing pilot will be in the cockpit putting the ship through some death spirals. I know, it's the best show you've ever seen. And yes, this video would have been better cobbled together by a bunch of chimps with inflatable fingers. But alas, we do what we can. Oh, looks like Alice is already having trouble lifting things off the cargo grid. I get a feeling that's because the ship is moving so fast. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Red, why do we have to sit through this? Is this really the best test you could come up with to demonstrate the interior flow of the ships? Can't we just smash some ships together like in the intro, because that is really all we want to see? And the answer is, it amuses me greatly that you guys actually think I know what I'm doing. My tactic for this first episode is fire everything and see what sticks. So you can hit up that little comment section down there and say, that paint section was shit. Tractor beaming Pico the Penguin out the back of a moving vehicle was completely pointless. And I'll take all that feedback on board and we will refine this show into just pure entertainment. Also send in your ideas on a postcard for what you think would be good events, because yeah. And if you think the visuals are bad, you should try commentating over someone eating a sandwich. To be honest, I was expecting both players to be crawling around absolutely stuck to the floor with G-force, but that does not seem to be happening. Looks like Alice is having some difficulty with her sandwich. Just eat it, Alice. Eat it. Just eat it. Alice. You're killing me. Just eat it. Oh, Bob's out of the ship. Bob is out of the ship. What are we gonna do about that then? Does he just lose? Never mind, Alice's heroic piloting skills have saved the day. We're just gonna pretend that never happened. Moving on, swiftly. What I will say about the vacuum controlled toilets in this game is that you never get that Poseidon's kiss. You know, where the water jumps up and splashes you on the bum. Some people like that kind of thing. I'd rather avoid it myself. Alice is off to stick on some armour. Bob is so far behind right now. It's actually really hard to see how he's going to pull this one back. Both pilots assure me they are trying their very hardest to knock each other over. I think we should rerun it, Red. Don't say silly things, Stephen. This is Red's Resort, not one of these elite machinima making channels. We do things by half here. Oh dear, it looks like Bob's sandwich has disappeared. Well, that's a step he gets to skip. Onto the toilet, Bob. Ah, the Constellation doesn't have a toilet. That's another step you get to skip, Bob. Opening and closing it twice won't help, buddy. Come on, Bob. You can make this time up. Even with skipping 2 steps, I think Bob is still not pulling this off. Especially considering the animation length of getting in and out of this Constellation bed. And Alice takes it easily, and besides some input lag trying to pick up some things off the floor and take a weapon off her rack, she had little to no problems. Bob, on the other hand, well, not even a hint of G-force was applied. God, that was agonising to watch. Holy crap. So at the end of that round, the Corsair is ahead. 3-2. Okay, next up we've reverted back to our Neanderthal selves, given up our dreams of space exploration and instead have devolved into hitting each other with heavy objects. This is Kiss of Death. 2 ships, same speed, head-on collision. No weapons, no dodging, just raw mass and momentum. Who are you going for, Red? Well, the Taurus has that tiny mass advantage, and I'm not sure, but I think that's how these things get calculated these days. But they both might be in the same sort of mass bracket. It's that close, so we might see both ships die here. What about health? Well, if it comes down to health, then the Taurus should win. So yeah, my money's on the Taurus. Let's just get straight down to business, because this video is dragging on. And off we go. We did this in space so both ships could reach 1,000 meters a second. And don't worry, the show covers the expense of regenerating our 2 lovely pilots in there. Also, take no note of Alice's rather manly voice. Oh, fucking hell. A fantastic collision. Right on the button. Unfortunately, both our pilots died, so that would be a draw. Also, I wasn't entirely happy with that explosion. Let's do it again. Bob seems to be rotating. I think ships are out of alignment on this one. Oh dear.
Wow.
Shit.
Holy shit.
Now that's more like it. Unfortunately, those ships did not impact each other perfectly. One pilot is soft death and the other is dead as hell. I'm still going to call that one a draw though. At the end of that round, the score is 4-3 to the Corsair. And here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. Now it's time for Battleborn, where manoeuvrability meets murder potential. We're looking at weapons, missiles, shields and all the factors that decide who flies off victorious and who respawns sobbing in a hospital. We've took both ships to a racing track just outside Grim Hex. Both these ships are kitted with the best components and, at least at the time of recording, the best weapons for the job. Another rolling start for this one. Let's really find out once and for all who is the solar system's sovereign supreme. 3, 2, 1, begin. Both ships started a fair distance away from each other and already the missiles are flying. That is likely to be a very common tactic in this battle. The Corsair is already using the terrain to its advantage. That is the reason we held this in an asteroid belt, because with ships this size and the limited manoeuvrability, the tactics that you can employ are fairly limited and usually just result in a massive slugfest. Connie taking hits from somewhere, must have been missiles. I think that's the Rattler 2s coming from the Corsair. Yep, definitely. First blood has been drawn. Now if the Taurus could just snip one of those wings off, the Corsair would be down a gun and all my beliefs would be validated. Oh, it looks like the Connie's turning tail, getting some distance. Either to recharge shields or to prepare for some more rockets. But in doing so it also leaves itself open to receiving rockets. Yep, there we go. There's more Rattler 2s flying around on the scene. Connie is taking a fair hammering right now, to be honest. That's 4 size 5 attritions on that Taurus. And 4 size 4 attritions on the Corsair, and 2 size 5 as well. An absolutely frightening amount of firepower to be laying down anywhere. And that doesn't account for the 24 size 2 missiles on the Constellation and the 16 size 2s on the Corsair. Either way, the both of these guys are bound to be burning through some serious chaff. Both ships close enough now to be locked in a circling death loop. This can only result in trading massive damage face to face. Taurus looks like it's taking a bit of a pasting though. Also looks like the Corsair has a turning advantage as well at points. Connie again trying to gain some distance. But it didn't go in its favour. Possibly just trying to leverage its larger missile advantage. But I don't think he gained any shield respite there. Yep, there go the missiles. Unfortunately it looks like they missed. Oh, what the hell. We really need to get a new cameraman for this, because this one's useless. It would appear these two are very desperate to win this, though they are throwing everything at this fight. The Corsair has 2 size 2 power plants, and so does the Taurus. But the Corsair only has 9100 health on its nose, whereas the Taurus has 2100. So it will be very interesting to see what happens if these two get to trading blows face to face for any significant length of time. But from what I've seen so far, it's looking like the Taurus shields are going down very fast on the front, which is a bit worrying. Bob really needs to get those wings clipped. Oh, like you'd even still be alive, Red. I'd live long enough to see the light going out your eyes, Stephen. Big, massive turning arc right now. Looks like it's the Corsair that's gained some distance. Is he going to come back in with those missiles? No, we're just straight trading shots at this point. Oh! It's dead. The Taurus is dead. The Taurus is down. It is over. The Corsair wins. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I did not expect that for some reason. You've been wrong about everything for this entire show. Yeah, Stephen, I really need to go and rethink my life at this point. That is a massively devastating blow. I've just not long ago spent millions on a Phoenix. I'm not entirely convinced though, Stephen. Maybe it was down to pilot skill. Sorry, Bob. But I think we're going to have to see this in a face-to-face trading shots showdown. Let's respawn the ships. Okay, this time, this is the decider. Close range, nose to nose. Let's finally see who is the most powerful ship out of these two juggernauts. Oh, the Taurus shield's down already. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was embarrassingly fast. Embarrassingly fast. I don't even know what to say. Shields were up full, everything was triple checked. That was as fair a battle as ever a battle has been. But it turns out nothing can stand against the mighty Corsair. And Alice and her admittedly well selected favourite ship is this episode's winner of the Golden Flightstick Award. Are you crying, Red? I am a little bit overwhelmed, Stephen. It's been a long day. I would just like to say a very, very big thank you to Pluto Pork Pie, Rockstar and Time for helping me put all this together. This took about a month, believe it or not, just working away in the background, and I clearly couldn't have done it without those guys' help. Let me know in the comments what ships you would like to see next, and what events you would like to see that would test out the different facets of ship design. If you made it this far in the video, you're a legend. Thank you for watching. Take care out there, 07 guys.